For the last few months, only I have been eating fat. At least most of it was fat. So for most of my diet, I was basically up until this point just eating whatever I could find and whatever I could lay my hands on. But suddenly I decided to switch to this more carnivore side where I ate more meat than carbs every single day. Some days I completely switched to meat and did not ingest any carbs whatsoever. I have discovered something very strange and interesting that you will definitely want to know. And inside this video, I will show you what that thing was. So by the end of this video, you should basically know my experience with the carnivore diet, which was still not even perfect. Before we begin, bro, if you're interested, you can go on and click the last link in the description. It is my work of life, basically. It is the NoFap Masterclass. It says it's the NoFap Masterclass, but basically, if you struggle with any addiction whatsoever, you can just go on, click that link, and it will lead you to a page where you can actually get the masterclass. Inside this video, by the end of it, you will basically know what to do regarding of the carnivore diet. Because as I said, I wasn't perfect with this. I was nowhere near perfect, to be honest with you. All I was doing was eating way less carbs and sometimes not even ingest sugars within weeks. So the only sugars that I have actually ingested so far was basically fruits, and that was it. And of course I did have some cake because I had a birthday happening recently, but even that was not able to affect me so much as this carnivore diet. So what am I exactly talking about here? Well, fat equals energy, real energy. The fat that you get from meat is actual fat like you have on you right now. And that fat is energy. And believe it or no, you have far more fat than sugar inside you. And your body basically runs on two sources of energy. One of them is sugars and the other one is fats. But the body will always spend the sugar first instead of the fats. But the fats have way more capacity than the sugars. Well, you can have like, let's say 1700 calories of sugar within you. You can have 100,000 calories of fat within you. And the sad reality is that as long as you don't completely run out of sugar inside you, you will not be able to use the fat inside you. So it's like going out there trying to survive in the nature, but out of a sudden you need a fire. And you have like a small gas tank with you, but you also have like a whole tanker behind you. But you can't use the tanker because you don't have a hose. So now you have to rely on this small little thing. How crazy is that? Like you need energy, the energy is there, but you can't actually use it. That's what I'm talking about. Whenever you eliminate sugars and carbohydrates out of your system, you can finally be able to use this. And believe it or no, even when you stay fasted for an entire day or two, you can still go outside and run and not even feel bad because you have so much energy now that you can actually spend. Second thing, your focus is increased dramatically. At least from my perspective, I was able to work and I'm still able to work so much better for the simple reason that I was not doing carbohydrates anymore. Believe it or no, carbohydrates are kind of like a drug that kind of makes your brain go tutu papa, if you may. So if that's the case, if your brain will literally get stupid after eating carbs, why eat them first thing in the morning? If you have to eat them, why at least not wait up until later on the day so that you can finish all your work before you ingest them into you? Why not just do that? I think that's a smarter idea actually, because now you can finish the work, now you can finish the gym, now you can finish everything, go on, have a good meal of meat, and then later on, if you still feel like you need more, you can just go on and have some carbs. Don't go on out there and overeating and that's it. So yeah, be aware of this because this is something that can literally transform your life completely. You may be a loser nowadays, but in the future you can be an entire millionaire simply because your brain finally works. You remember better, you understand things way quicker, And on top of that, your life is literally just smoothed out because suddenly you don't have brain fog all over your brain, all over your eyes. It's like finally lifting off those eye shutters or something like that you had so far inside your life. It is easy to tell when you're full also. That's kind of like the third point, you may call it, inside this video. What I noticed is, whenever you eat carbohydrates, you simply cannot stop, because the insulin levels go up. I won't bore you with science here, I will just give you the bro science. So bro science, quickly, insulin equals bad. Insulin equals hormone that is responsible for sugar. And whenever you produce insulin, you feel the urge to eat more. And the more you eat, the more insulin you will produce. And this cycle just continues until you can't produce insulin anymore. There isn't any more hormones that actually can take care of the sugars, and now you become a diabetic because you just ate too much sugar. So that's the thing that happens with carbohydrates. As for meat, it is easy to tell whenever you are full, whenever you have an off, for the simple reason that your own body will tell you. And it's a strange phenomenon. Basically, this Dr. Chaffee, said this thing. So, whenever you eat meat, you will eat meat as long as it tastes good. You can continue if you would like, but that meat will not taste good. And suddenly, you may even want to throw up, even though the same meat was actually very beautiful just 20 minutes ago. But now you're full. Now you had enough. Now you had an off for the day. So if that's the case, your own body will tell you through the tongue, and it will not taste good anymore. That's the clue. Okay, bro, you had enough. Get the fuck out of here. Go and do work. So that is an amazing benefactor of this entire carnivore diet. And then finally, as the last thing, I would just add in that it tastes beautiful and it has no side effects. So if you just gulp down a spoon full of tallow or lard, like you know that, fat from pig or fat from, how do you call those, like those other animals, you won't feel bad. Maybe you will feel the urge to gag a little bit because of the texture, but if you gulp it down and still do it anyways, it won't do you any harm. You won't go to the toilet, you won't feel bad, you won't have stomach aches, you won't have anything. And that was literally what has happened to me. But before in my life, my mother used to give me oil whenever I wouldn't be able to go to the toilet. So if you just eat a tiny little sip of seed oils, first of all, you might throw up right there and then on the spot. And second of all, you will undoubtedly have diarrhea after that. Undoubtedly. Basically, if you want to have diarrhea, just eat seed oils and that's it. So that's pretty much what I have discovered throughout this journey. That was my personal experience, and now how can you use this to your advantage? So many people will just come to the end of this video and then never come back to it ever again. But I don't want this video to be a time waster of yours. So I have an actionable step for you. 7 days are more than enough to try this out. For 7 days, come on bro, you have an entire life in front of you. Yeah, out of this entire life, with who knows how many weeks, probably thousands of weeks, I just ask for 1 week of your time. 1 week where you will dedicate yourself to eating completely clean meat. And that's it. If you feel hungry, fuck yourself. Don't go and eat. Don't go and eat carbs. If you feel hungry, the only thing that you're allowed to eat is eggs, meat, fat from meat, and animal. And basically meat products. Not even milk. Just meat products, and that's it. So try this out for a week, and then as a challenge, I challenge you to go on and the day after the 7th day, you purposefully eat carbohydrates to simply feel how you feel the next day. So that should be enough to basically give you a difference. After this, maybe you will never decide to change back to the old self ever again. So Thanks all for watching, brother. And again, if you're interested, click the last link in the description to gain exclusive access to the NoFap Masterclass for a limited amount of time.